In this video, I want to introduce delegation and automation as productivity techniques. We're going to talk about it a lot later in the course and in more detail, but here is just an introduction. First, we're going to talk about delegation.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
As soon as you give work to somebody else off your plate, you immediately free up your time. So it's part of time management, it's part of productivity, it's all related. And the only thing I want to warn you about is there's this mistake. A lot of people try to outsource too much too quickly, and a lot of people just want to not work at all and outsource their entire business because all they have to do is just do sales, and all they want to do is just hire freelancers to do the actual work. And that could work long term, but in the beginning, you have to make sure that the core things in your business, that you're on top of it, you know how to do it, or at least somebody on your team knows how to do it. Because otherwise, if you try to hire freelancers, they'll just take your money, but you're not going to know if they're doing a good job, and they're going to be able to tell that you don't know what you're hiring them for exactly, and they'll do whatever they want. So you have to give them specific instructions which come from your expertise, which comes from you actually doing a lot of the work and learning a lot of the work. So don't outsource too much too fast. Long term, as your team grows, yes, you'll delegate a lot more and you'll manage more and more, and you'll actually do less and less work. That's the idea. But in the beginning, don't rush into outsourcing everything. Plus, it's just going to be too expensive, and most of the things you'll have outsourced won't really materialize into effective work, and it will just lose money that way. So what you want to do is hire slowly and have your freelancers prove themselves, establish good business relationships, and just make sure that the core work is done in-house, and only when it's perfected and you're really seeing results and the strategies are working, then you create good instructions for your freelancers or employees and you hand off those tasks. You can hire experts, of course, but it's very expensive. Small businesses don't often have the luxury of doing that. Fiverr.com and Upwork.com are fantastic places where you can get really inexpensive help for a lot of things that are typically delegated through outsourcing. So try that. You can start really cheaply, as little as a few dollars on Fiverr. Now let's talk a little bit about automation. It's kind of one of those topics that, there are apps and software available, but you have to identify the specific tasks. Like there's like social media automation tools which just post for you. You preload the posts a week ahead and it does it for you, or something similar. So whatever you're doing, try to look into, is there software or apps available for this? Does it help? Can I use it to replace some mundane tasks that I'm doing? Usually automation replaces monotonous, boring tasks. And you'll start to sort of think about, well, how much money can I spend? And again, don't go in and overspend all at once, because you want to make mistakes slowly so that you don't make big mistakes. Big mistakes, if you're starting a business or at a job, big financial mistakes, if you're starting a business, they can cause you to fail your business. So you really want to go slowly in this and learn cheaply. With making cheap mistakes is great. Making expensive mistakes is very bad. So you want to start with a small budget. You can start one thing at a time. On Fiverr, you can order things for $5 or $10 per job. It's very little money, and likely for such small budgets, the quality is also very little, but it's a start and it's experience, and even bad experience is experience. You'll know what to avoid in the future when instead of $5, you're spending 100, 200, 300, then you want to be more careful, and thousands and so on. And as your experience grows and as your business grows, you'll be able to increase your budgets for all of this. But in the beginning, go slow. But always keep in mind, ask yourself, what can I outsource? What can I automate? Always look for these things. Be very vigilant about it. And later in the course, we're going to dive deeper into it.